This is The Spot, a BYU-Idaho radio production where we talk about what you talk about at BYU-Idaho.
Today we are here with
Kimber Pearce
Noah Allen.
Grace Andrus.
And Abigale Maxfield.
Awesome. And today's topic is conspiracy theories. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
There are so many conspiracy theories out there. And honestly, I don't know why, but like a lot of people eat them up and love them. Some people like refuse to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So it's kind of like an interesting thing, conspiracy theories. We're not going to talk about all of them, especially the ones that are sus and a little bit sensitive.
Yeah, and like hot topics right now.
In hot topics right now because we know that they exist, but we will be talking about, I think we're touching on Planet 51.
Okay.
Area 51.
Planet 51 is a phenomenal movie.
Planet 51 is a great cartoon movie and you all should watch it.
Link in my
Shameless
bio
plug.
for
Shameless plug.
my Netflix link.
It's hilarious.
It's a DreamWorks movie.
Use Grace 20.
That's all you
you'll
need to know.
Get percentage off. But yeah, we're talking about Area 51, moon landing, JFK, also anything else our hearts desire.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay, cool. So what, like, the first one I think we have is Area 51.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about this other than Men in Black.
I was going to say I'll defer to Kimber on what she wants to start with on this
Okay,
one.
yeah. I wanted to make sure I got like the historical context right, so I actually like made sure and did my research. before
Okay,
coming.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
So the Area 51 is super interesting because in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, I think that's like I think a lot of people have heard that name.
Yes.
There was like this crash, and a lot of locals were like, there was a UFO, like there was a spaceship, and it crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And the government was like, what are you talking about? What? No, you guys are crazy. And then in years after, they were like, well, no, actually it was just like a weather balloon or like a surveillance balloon or something like that crashed.
Okay.
And totally gaslit all the people that lived there and had seen other stuff.
Right.
Or at least that's what the people claim, because like I wasn't there. So I didn't believe the people to say they were gaslit.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then in the next like so many years afterwards, there's this chunk of like public land that the government kind of quietly, like hundreds of acres, they kind of just quietly went and were like, this is ours now.
And just bought it?
In Nevada. Well, I mean, it was already owned by the government,
Okay.
technically, because it was public land. And they like refused to admit for years that they even owned it. But everyone was like, yeah, it's a government facility.
They just fenced it off and put "Do Not Enter" signs around everything.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like patrolled by the
Station security
military.
that will shoot you if you cross the line.
I have seen videos of like dirt bikers who don't realize that they're as close to planet Area 51 as like
Grace just really wants you to watch
dude,
that
I
movie.
seriously do. But like they don't realize and they have their camera on and then seriously they're there at the fence for maybe 2 seconds and military vehicles pull up. What are you doing
yeah.
here? And it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
nothing, bro. Chill.
And like the airspace above it is totally dead. Like people are not allowed to fly over it.
Mhm.
There were
It's
astronauts that
restricted.
You
supposedly
also
got
can't
pictures.
view it from
Satellite footage.
if
Yeah.
you look
What?
if you look it up on Google Earth, you can see like outlines of things, but most of it's pixelated
blurred?
and censored. Yeah.
It's crazy.
What?
I did not know
One of the only things
that.
that I've known that you can see at Area 51. They have a baseball diamond on Area 51.
Oh, fire.
I would love
Yeah.
to play baseball at
Aliens,
Area
I'm
51.
sure, love baseball.
They better. They're gonna
Exactly.
be my homies.
Yeah. So it's crazy, but like all through the rest, like from 1950s clear through about 2000-ish, there was all sorts of people, especially locals, that were like, this is sketchy. There's all sorts of stuff going on here. The locals especially, but a lot of other people were like, we see stuff that does not make sense. And so the government that whole time refused to even admit that they were using the land.
Yeah.
They some people were like, oh well, it's just like experimental for like researching to like develop new fighter jets or whatever, which is kind of honestly the government's current stance. But I think it was in like the early 2000s that a FOIA request, which is the Freedom of Information Act that a lot of
Oh.
journalists use, finally got the government to admit that they are the ones using that land, which is huge. And so they still claim that they're just using it for research
Yeah.
on aircraft, but aircraft and unidentified flying objects have a lot of overlap,
Right.
which is why a lot of people are like, so you guys are basically,
Studying aliens.
studying aliens, studying UFOs.
See, but what I don't want to what I want to touch on is the fact that there could still be a level of like working on
Oh, sure.
fighter jets and stuff, but there's got to be more going on because
Right.
I don't think they'd show up as fast as they do when people like approach the signage
Yeah.
and stuff.
Because I feel like there's other places where they're practicing fighter
Right.
jets that are
Lockheed
so
Martin's
chill
building planes.
that you can like literally
and,
drive
Martin,
to and watch it happen.
Yeah. NASA's working on hypersonic jets with Lockheed Martin.
You can just watch it.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
sus.
So there's got to be more going on at Area 51, I feel like.
Yeah, and Roswell, like the fact that they bought the land near Roswell is like a notorious
Yes.
hotbed for like
For aliens.
alien
I've been there.
encounters
Hey.
and like suspicious like unexplained activity. And then a lot of times when it occurs, like whatever, it happens, and then like the government is just silent on it. Like they just make no comment. And so a lot of people are like, Roswell. There's something going
Well,
down in Roswell.
Roswell, New Mexico is awesome. Like they have like an alien like festival every year.
They have alien
And-
themed restaurants.
Yes.
Everything's alien
And they have
themed.
like a ton of like alien gift shops that Ozzy Osbourne has been to, and like
they just like eat it
Rest
up.
in peace.
yes, yeah, rest in peace. There's also an UFO McDonald's, so
Oh, what
it's
the-
built like a UFO, and you walk in and the doors open like this, or like,
That is smart on
and then
McDonald's
like
part.
you go in and there's like chairs, and I think they have like an alien specialty dessert or something that you can buy.
Dang.
Anyways,
Just
kind
reminds
of
me of Pizza
awesome.
Planet from Toy Story.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
It's literally the same vibe. Seriously, the same vibe.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy.
So these are all facts that you guys are spitting, not conspiracy.
Yeah, so the conspiracy is the fact that the government says there's no aliens. And a lot of
Mm.
people believe that there are. And there's so many crazy stories about alien presence on Earth.
Yeah.
And a lot of it ends up going back to that Area 51 and the theories that people have that they're studying aliens there.
Yeah, and also like if they were just studying like aircraft and jets, why would they not admit to having the land for so long?
Right.
Why would that be a secret?
That's also weird. It's like, bro, you kind of like put yourself in a corner.
Yeah, like you could have just been like, oh yeah, we bought it. Like we're just running aircraft like for training facilities, like test runs, and people maybe would have even bought that for a while and been like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for being
instead they're
open.
just like, nothing is happening there.
we don't even own this land.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
What land are you even talking about? There's no land there.
What do you mean? That's a lake.
It's a lake.
We would never buy a lake.
You guys believe in land?
We would never buy a lake, but don't cross that fence.
But also don't
the
cross the fence, please.
Literally.
But don't cross that fence. Yeah, I think that like Area 51 is such an interesting one, like especially when like the raid like was
I
playing.
don't,
That
did
was
we
so
storm
funny.
it?
No, like there was a
Raid it?
massive joke that people would storm it, like, and then it
Mhm.
started picking up like
Traction.
it started picking up traction. And people were like, let's actually do it, but people didn't actually show up and like try to storm it.
I thought there was like 15 people who showed up. Or
I
something.
Yeah,
think
but
people
that's not
did go to
storm.
Area
That's enough so you
51,
can get
but-
arrested.
I was going to say, they could arrest all of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, well,
if,
they like
if
released
everybody
a
who said they were going to
statement.
go did go, I don't think they'd be able to arrest everybody.
Oh, definitely not. But like they released a statement. They were like, please do not come. Please do
we
not.
will have to kill you.
Yeah, we will like use force.
You
to
will have to
restrain
be
you.
killed.
You will be detained. Like,
Or killed if you actually cross borders that
Do
you
they
shouldn't be crossing.
realize-
yeah.
Do they realize that when they double down like that, it just makes it more sus?
They have to. They have to.
They have to know.
I wonder who knows. I wonder if like our president knows,
Who's
Or-
their-
know
who's
what's
their
crazy?
PR
or our
person?
prophet knows.
Is every
They need a PR team.
well, not every. So many of the presidential candidates from the last probably 15 or 20 years have said during their campaigns that if they were elected, they would go and figure out what happened and make it available, and not a single one has.
Because maybe it's because when they say that, they're like, yeah, whatever's out there, not thinking anything is. They find out what is there,
And
like a
then they don't want to
Decepticon
tell
or
people.
Oh,
something.
dude, they have a Decepticon at Area 51. We're starting to spread that
Megatron.
right now.
Where's Optimus Prime then?
Megatron is there, and so is the Tesseract, and so is
And so is that one alien from
Mjolnir,
Independence Day.
Jonathan. Who?
The alien from Independence Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
Do you think ET's there?
Do you think he would?
E.T..
E.T. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
go home.
Do you know what ET is
E.T.
short
did
for?
not go home.
So here's
Extraterrestrial.
Because he's got little legs.
Wait,
Wait, what?
I don't.
That's what he's short for. He's got little legs.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Noah, you got us.
whoa, whoa.
Here's a conspiracy theory. Noah has not dad jokes. Just kidding.
Oh.
They are bad jokes.
They're good dad jokes, which are bad jokes.
Depends on who you ask.
Mm.
If you ask most people in my social circles, they're bad.
So the
No.
next episode of conspiracy theories, we'll dive into Noah's jokes. Just kidding.
Oh dear.
So, what do you guys believe?
Like, do you think they're
I subscribe to it.
You
Oh.
think there's
I do,
aliens
I
there and the
do.
government's covering it up?
I totally do.
And
I don't know if I'd say there's aliens necessarily, but I think there is a lot of stuff going on there that shouldn't be.
Interesting.
I think there's something
Like,
extraterrestrial
ethically?
there.
I think
Even if
there's
it's not aliens,
probably
they have some
ethical
sort of
stuff
tech.
going on.
Okay, that is interesting.
Because I've read theories about people saying that they do like human testing as well. So
also
I am
heard
curious
this.
about that.
Honestly, with everything that's going on right now, currently, the hot topics, nothing surprises me anymore.
That's
I'm
the
like,
problem with the world we live in.
It's crazy. I'm like, honestly, yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But so you think that there's something there that they're hiding, and you think that extraterrestrial something is
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Interesting.
Honestly, I think I believe you guys. I think I'm going to subscribe to this. There is something sus happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact when they double down, I feel like their PR team is failing them. Like, hey guys, don't double down on
PR
this.
for Area 51.
Yes.
Imagine having that job title and sucking that bad at your job.
Like, everyone thinks there's aliens. Or, okay, but there's also this conspiracy that backs up the conspiracies, which is like, if we give the American people something else to talk about, they won't be focused on what's really going on.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
pretending that there's aliens there and pretending it's sus might just be them double downing on something. Is that even a word? Doubling down. Doubling down on something so that we are not paying attention to what's really going on.
Which
Yeah,
is
like maybe
fair.
they're doubling down so that we're all like, it's aliens, and then there's like actual human testing going
Yeah.
on.
Right.
We're just like, oh.
We're like, no, it's green people. And they're like, yeah, it is.
They're like, yeah,
What
but
are you
don't come and
talking
see
about?
'em. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I swear we don't have any.
I swear there's no human.
Yeah.
Just ETs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like that's the thing is like, that was something that I was thinking about when like preparing for this episode is like, why do conspiracy theories exist? Like, because there's some people that are so like conspiracy theory prone that they are paranoid and they've paranoid themselves into isolation.
Yeah,
and
they're like
Yeah.
on the fringe.
They wear tinfoil hats.
they wear tinfoil hats and nothing is safe and they believe like,
They believe they should live off the grid.
yeah, like it can get really scary for people who,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, okay, maybe this is a hot topic. I do think that there's more to every story. I mean, we've all heard the phrase that the victors tell the story, the history is written by the victors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that by that logic, which does make sense, is that in any circumstance, whoever is in charge, whoever came out on top of a certain circumstance, is going to be the one that tells the public what the generally accepted story is.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there's not other things that are getting left out. That doesn't mean that there's not other things that are true. It doesn't mean that the story that's being told is 100% false, but often there's
Right.
other sides to the story that are not like seen. And I think a lot of conspiracy theories is seeing things that don't line up exactly with that main story.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to highlight the fact that sometimes people will say that there's always a fraction or a fiber of truth in every lie that they share.
Right.
Oh,
So I'm a little curious as it pertains to the world of Area 51. Like
Right.
when people make jokes or lie about there being aliens or whatever, what have you,
yeah.
like how much of that is actually riddled in truth versus how much of it is just complete fiction.
Yeah. No, that's honestly fair.
Yeah, super true, especially because you could be like, okay, well, there aren't aliens here, but there's like foreign material that we found that like goes beyond our
I
understanding.
do know stuff about foreign material that's been found.
Oh, what?
Okay.
So my step-grandpa, my mom's stepdad, when he was a kid, he lived on a farm and he was driving the tractor. And this was years.
It's always at a farm.
Exactly.
It's always at a farm.
Exactly.
I swear. Like Chicken Little. It's
True.
on
That's where
a
the sky
farm.
fell. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways.
But
continue.
this was before the space race happened
Okay.
that we could segue into later.
Yes.
But it was before it happened, but a piece of space debris fell from the sky when my grandpa was tilling their field.
Okay.
And after he found it, he took it into his dad, and his dad, I think, was in the military and called a friend about it. And then government people came and took it and didn't tell them what it was.
They just came and were like, "Yep, this is ours."
So your
Yep.
grandpa was literally Chicken Little.
Pretty much
Yeah, literally.
Okay, you want to know a crazy story about that though?
fire.
There's so many people who claim things like that.
Mhm.
And like you said, so many of them are farmers. There's this story of this guy, and he and his son claimed that they saw a bunch of alien debris come out of the sky.
Mhm.
And it segues into a whole other conspiracy theory called Men in Black. Dun dun dun. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yes, let's move into this.
Yeah, so Men in Black is the theory that there are aliens that like are here on Earth, and that there's alien people who exist within our government to like keep people from talking
They
about
live
it.
among us.
Yeah. So, but there's this guy who swears on his life that he saw all this alien junk, like burning alien junk, come out of the sky,
Yeah.
and it's called the Maury incident, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Incident?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, incident.
But
What happened?
he and his friend like went and like did all this research, and they ended up telling a government person, and then they went back to the site and all of it just disappeared.
Never
And they
tell
were
the
like,
government.
we swear this is here. They've made all these drawings, and it's
Yeah.
crazy drawings if you look up. Yeah, I think his name's Dahl, and if you look him up, like he saw aliens. Like there's all these crazy drawings. But he claims that these two guys who had like ghostly white skin and were bald with like ruby red lips and black eyes came to him dressed in black suits and told him that he was going to be killed if he didn't stop talking about it. And then his son actually ended up going missing.
Incident.
Yeah.
There's the
insane.
incident.
So that is like the spark of the Men in Black conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Which is a whole
Mm.
other thing. But that's like the theory is that
Yeah.
there's these guys that'll go and actually like, stop talking about this. Stop talking about this. No,
Okay.
your grandpa really didn't see anything, you
Yes.
know?
There was nothing there.
Exactly. There
Oh,
was
this is public?
crazy.
People are gonna show up at your apartment. No.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
If my door gets kicked in, I will let you guys know.
Okay, there is a teacher in my high school. His name is
Mhm.
Mr. Thunstrom. Shout out Mr. Thunstrom. But anyways, I think he was like a government teacher, history teacher, but he always did like 2 lessons a semester about conspiracy theories and where he has seen aliens experience things. And there is this weird experiment that's kind of like Men in Black where he has this like, I don't remember if it was an alien encounter, if he saw something, he recorded something. Like I think maybe he recorded something on like his like house cameras, caught something or whatever, and showed the students in his class. He's like, yeah, this is cool, right? And later that day, 2 men in suits showed up to the school. They checked in, they walked to his room, and he wasn't there. Apparently they walked into his room and then took the file that had the video and erased it and then left, right? And so Mr. Thunstrom the next day when he was back in his office was like, what happened to this? And the secretary was like, oh, these 2 men just showed up and they wanted to like, they said that they knew you, they said they were friends of you, and they wanted to get something out of your office. Obviously, that was probably the secretary's fault because like, why wouldn't
Why
you
would
know?
you not validate that? Like,
Yeah.
verify? Like,
It'd
do
be-
you know these people?
Right.
My
Anyways,
school would never.
I
Like,
know.
They were.
yeah, it
crazy
should be
with
way more
security.
strict. But anyways, and Mr. Thunstrom's like, I have no idea who you're talking about. So they look back at the security film, nothing. The day was deleted. And he was like, isn't that
That is.
absurd? At my high school in literally Cowtown, Idaho.
I was gonna say Idaho Falls of all
Literally, yes.
places.
And like he doesn't talk about conspiracy theories anymore because ever since that it like really kind of shook him up.
Oh my
It's like he won't
gosh.
talk about it.
So
'cause
this
he's a little
happened while
bit-
you were there?
No, this happened to the kids that were 2 years older than me. So I was like a 6th grader and they were I think sophomores when this happened, or 7th and sophomores. But anyways, yeah, crazy.
See,
And then after
I've had
he
a sketchy
retired,
experience, not like that, but that I think is kind of alien based. I don't really know
Share,
what
please.
the truth
Oh
is.
my gosh. I
But-
don't know what
so,
the truth is.
I was dropping one of my friends off after we hung out for a while, and I was driving home, and I slid off the road because it was the winter time.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
that happens.
And
That's so dangerous.
yeah,
Sometimes.
it's very dangerous. But as I was like decided to do like a 2 or 3 point turn to turn around, my headlights were pointing into a field, and I saw like 8 sets of eyes staring back at me.
Like
and
human eyes?
They
They look.
they were about
human?
the size of human
Oh,
eyes,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I just meant like sometimes you can be like,
Right.
oh, that's a deer.
Right.
You know?
But they were close together like human eyes are, looking right at my car. So I flashed my headlights, just kind of like scared away if it was a deer, and like all of them turned around and scurried the other direction, and I don't know what they were.
Scurried.
Yeah.
Ah, that word. Alien, bro.
Yeah.
Had those tentacles. Scurried.
Scurried.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was
insane.
very
That
unnerving.
is
So the Men
crazy.
in Black, that theory is kind of like that there's people here who are set to wipe our minds and gaslight us into forgetting.
Yes, pretty
Right?
much. Or
Like the
at
Men in
least
Black too.
blackmail us into stop talking about it. Like something will
Mm.
happen to you and your family if you keep talking about it.
Wow.
So scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
I think it's so interesting though because they made a movie about it. And I think if you Google Men in Black now, these guys don't come up. Like you have to
The
dig
movie
to find them.
does.
The movie comes up.
so wait, so Men in
This
Black.
theory's been around since Area 51's been
So
around.
you can like look up Men in Black and it's like an actual thing that
Oh,
has
yeah.
a name
Mm-hmm.
and it happened before the movie.
Yeah. The movie's based off of this theory.
But the movie covers every bit of track unless you dig farther.
So the movie was almost like, okay, they're kind of onto us. Let's make a movie to kind of like, ha,
Make them
ha.
haha because
Yeah, because
Exactly.
the government budgets films.
Oh, they
yeah,
totally
and
do.
Did you know that, Grace?
No.
We're gonna
Oh, yeah,
talk
they
about
have
this more
budgets
too. We're
to,
gonna
like,
talk about
produce
this.
films
Yes.
to push certain narratives and like keep people kind of distracted. Oh
Yes. So
Big
basically, the
time.
Men in
that
Black.
is a crazy.
What I didn't know exists to cover their tracks on the internet as well as to make people think it's silly. Because if it's a
Mhm.
stupid comedy movie starring Will Smith, of course it's not real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Will
where the
Smith.
aliens look like silly. And,
Yeah.
Mad goofy.
Yeah, mad goofy.
Mad
Where like the Men in Black are just like these really suave dudes and they're not creepy at all. Yeah.
Wait.
Like one witness story of the Men in Black claims they had gills on the side of their neck.
What?
So some people think the Men in Black are aliens.
Oh, that's what
sent
everyone
to protect
thinks.
aliens. Oh, so they're not humans.
But
sent to
they're
protect
part of our
aliens.
government.
But isn't that like the end? Isn't that the end of the Men in Black movie? That like actually the Men in Black were aliens the whole time, anyways. Isn't that like the spoof at the
No.
end?
I haven't watched Men in Black in a really long time, so
If I remember right, it like alludes to it at the end, and they never
maybe.
confirm that they were actually aliens the whole time, protecting aliens,
Oh,
but
interesting.
cosplaying as humans.
I do
Oh.
know that most of the theories around Men in Black, as like in our world, most of them paint them as being otherworldly and like slightly off. Like they look like they are trying to pass as humanoid.
Yeah.
That they look slightly off.
Man, I'll have to watch these movies again because I can't remember how it ends.
It's crazy
That's
though.
crazy.
It's crazy.
That's so crazy. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Grace just needs a minute to process.
Yeah,
the
I
government
seriously
funds
do.
films.
Did the government
breaths.
fund Men in Black?
I don't know the answer to that.
Who knows?
Can we see?
They
that?
probably covered their tracks if they did.
I mean,
you could also
yeah.
probably Google it and find maybe something. But
Yes.
AI.
ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, like that'll just be like super
I was
transparent.
gonna say you'll
with
just
us.
get flagged by ChatGPT, and then the
That is
government will
so-
really be kicking in your door.
It's so interesting because I wonder like what narratives. Seriously, I want to talk to their PR team and be like, "Okay, government PR team, like, what are you pushing?"
Yeah, yeah.
It's
What's
so
this
real.
Like, talk
narrative?
to me. They'd probably be like, you need a level 7 clearance for that.
She's a level 5. Get her.
Get her.
Walk her away.
That's
Oh,
so
dear.
crazy. Yeah, conspiracy theories, like, admittedly, I don't, like, really subscribe to very many. Like, if somebody makes a pretty compelling argument, I'll be like, okay, yeah, like, that's plausible. But oftentimes I find them to be very, just too far out there for me to, like, be like, oh, okay, like, that's, like, plausible or reasonable enough that I could, like, accept that as a potential truth. But one that, like, my really good friend who's on her mission now, but her brother, like, does not believe in the moon landing. Like, he
At
thinks
all.
it was, like, completely fake. And he's, like, a very intelligent, like, book smart guy.
Yeah.
But he's just like, no. And he has, like, certain reasons. Like, he's like, there's no way we could have made that phone call and it would have been, or like the radio transmission and it would have been that instantaneous. And, like, anyways, and he just, like, talks about how there's, like, discrepancies in, like, what the video shows was happening versus, like, the actual technology available at the time. And how he's
Yeah.
just like, I just don't buy it. Like, I do not buy it. And I'm just like, that's insane to me because, like, I've never once doubted it. But, like, the more I talk to people about it, the more I'm like, oh, like, this is common. A lot of people actually think this is, like, not
Yes.
real.
But then a part of me too with conspiracy theories is I'm like, what benefit does this bring me to not believe in it? Because like
Mhm.
for me, because I'm like I'm more of an anxious person.
Mhm.
If I'm like, oh, the moon landing wasn't real, the government's lying to us, then I feel like I kind of spiral and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
can I trust anything? Is any in it like doesn't benefit me? You know what I mean? And so
Sure.
it might be like ignorance is bliss, but like also there might be some more security in ignorance too.
Like
Which is
the Matrix.
exactly what
I
the
was gonna say,
government wants me
ignorance
to
is
feel.
safety.
Yes, it can be. And so part of me is like, would that, I don't know, like if it instills fear,
Uh-huh.
I don't like it.
Yeah, because, like,
you know?
and I think for me, especially with the moon landing, that's one that, like, I'm just kind of like, okay, they lied about it. Like, does that really have that big of an impact? And then I'm just kind of like, and like, I don't really like the idea that they would just lie to lie. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But the one conspiracy theory that I like, am the most, like, the largest proponent of is JFK's assassination. Like, I'm like, it was a conspiracy. It was a setup. There were multiple shooters. Like,
Kate.
this whole thing was involved.
I've read about that one a lot, and I'm always curious what people think about it.
No, I know nothing about this. Seriously, nothing. My only exposure to the JFK assassination is my 6th grade teacher let us watch it. And I was
I
like,
also watched
like
it in
the
elementary
clip?
school.
like the clip. And I
the
was like,
Zapruder film.
That is
Yeah, there's a
terrible.
film.
it was so scary.
It's like
I
a
was
like a
sixth grader.
slasher level like
Well,
I mean,
trauma.
when you're
it's in black and white mostly.
You can see
At least
You
the
can
one
still
I
see his head
watched.
explode.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
you
it's
can
like
still
you can't
s-
see the guts because they're not red.
Yeah.
Because they're not red.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, but it's
boy.
fair. I
Actually,
was
in
like,
fact, it's gray in the first place. So
it's just, it was just
Brain matter.
weird. So I have no idea. So I need you guys to tell me about this because I
Yeah.
don't
Oh my
even
Gosh,
know.
Noah, let's
But
go.
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that are tangled within that one alone.
Uh-huh.
wait.
Have you ever heard of the babushka lady?
No.
So there's a conspiracy theory about the JFK
Babushka.
assassination, like within it, like tangled within it. There's a woman who looks like a Russian babushka, like the
It's a
Russian grandma.
grandmother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's talking on a smartphone, like FaceTiming somebody.
Oh yeah, time travel.
Yeah.
I've heard about this one. I didn't
there
know
are
it was
time
called
travel
this.
yeah, and there are time travel theories throughout the JFK assassination.
Because there are so many things that like
'Cause
just look.
There's a
off.
guy that looks out of place because he's wearing a suit that looks like it's from the 21st century. And yeah, there's conspiracy theories that are tangled all throughout the JFK assassination.
Okay, so what's the core of the theory?
JFK was not assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes. There was a
Instead,
larger conspiracy.
he was killed by the U.S. government
Really?
Mm-hmm.
because of a bunch of stuff that was going on, like with the Cold War and the Bay of Pigs was a complete and utter failure. So the government decided they needed to do something about it.
Yeah, and his election was like really big, like a big deal for the time because of like a lot of reasons. Like he was like the first to have like a certain religious belief and like the
first Catholic
youngest,
president,
and like
yeah.
the first, and a lot of people were just like, and he was like new, like on the
Mhm.
block, like a new.
Everything about
politician.
JFK was new,
Mhm.
and it was kind of
Unfamiliar,
weird that he
untested.
won.
Yeah.
there was also there's an interesting aspect to the conspiracy is a lot of people claimed that there was something that they wanted him to agree to
But
And
he
they
wouldn't.
that he wouldn't. They
Mhm.
wanted him to agree to have someone attack the United States and make it look like another country, even though it was actually from the United States, to incite
So
the
we
Cold
could-
War setting off more.
So the Cold War could actually be started, and they could see that JFK was a president that could fit that.
Yeah.
So-
Because
because-
people didn't think JFK was a wartime president.
Yeah.
So that America was like, well, then why don't we stage something and
To
see
make it
how
look
he
like-
navigates it so
Mhm.
people can support that.
He refused, so then he's killed, and they make it look like it's someone else in the first place.
The most
Yeah.
suspicious thing about his death, though, to me still, is the fact that he was killed. He was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald, tentatively.
Right?
And
Allegedly.
then, right. We don't know that for sure. But when he was on his way to the Parkland Hospital where he was operated on, because he didn't die immediately, which is
He didn't?
No, he
he,
got.
he actually died
terrible.
a few hours later.
Yep.
But,
But she like collected his brain.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing about it. But after he was taken to the Parkland Hospital in Texas, the guy that supposedly shot him, Lee Harvey Oswald, was shot and killed by an FBI agent like 3 hours later.
Like before he could be like apprehended and questioned.
He was taken into custody and was shot and killed in custody by an
by-
FBI
Which
agent.
is another interesting
he wasn't-
conspiracy theory.
I thought he was shot and killed by another guy, like
There
a
was
business
Jack-
owner.
Jack
Ruby.
Jack
yeah.
Yeah.
Who has really weird ties to the CIA.
Yes, he does.
That's
the whole thing
another
just doesn't add
conspiracy
up.
theory.
It's a convoluted mess.
It's
Okay,
so
what is
convoluted.
how is the government painted it? The government's painted as this guy, Joey what's his name?
Jack Ruby.
Well,
No, that guy
No.
who the government's telling us killed
Lee
him.
Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald is the one who killed him and that it was an assassination and that's
and they,
it, right?
they
That's
claimed
what-
he was crazy.
the government
'Kay.
blames Lee Harvey Oswald because it's really easy to blame him.
And he used to be a member of the Communist Party.
Yes,
Oh,
he
okay.
defected from the United States. Like a few months before he killed JFK, he went to the Russian embassy
Yeah.
and
And he
said
married a
So-
Russian woman.
and said, "I don't want to be an American citizen anymore. I'll be a Russian citizen and be a citizen of the USSR."
And they like turned him away, and then they're like, "But did they?" Like that's the story the
So-
government pushes.
So that's the story government pushes, and then what you guys think really happened is it was an inside job,
Yes.
Mhm.
and because of
They wanted to set the war off.
they want to set the war off.
Yeah,
and
and also
JFK
like I
wouldn't.
just think they were like he was like a wild card. Like he was
Mhm.
just too new.
He was
and
also a
untested
womanizer.
and-
He had an affair
yes,
with Marilyn
philanderer.
Monroe. He did a bunch of stuff like that. And then her death is also suspicious in the same way that
Yep.
Really?
Oh,
They claim she
yeah.
committed suicide, but there's so many conspiracy theories on different ways that she could have also died.
a
Yeah.
One
forced
theory-
overdose.
One
Mhm.
theory is even that he was responsible for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I think that the biggest thing that like I guess in my mind I've like with the minimal I guess research because it sounds like Noah's definitely dived deeper into this than me. But with the research I've done is like the biggest thing that leads people to think it's a conspiracy in the first place is the amount of like physical evidence in the investigation that just does not add up. like the amount of wounds on the passengers versus the shots they allege are fired, and like the direction they came from. Like people think there was a second shooter.
Lest we forget, ballistics reports say that the bullet
Yes.
curved.
Yep, the ballistic report literally say it like entered through his skull, came through, like bounced off of his rib, went through his arm and into the guy in front of
That's
him.
what the documented. That's what they said.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the ballistic report.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Literally in the movie JFK, where they're like kind of or, like tentatively like
A movie that the
posing
government
this,
even did.
maybe,
Probably.
but they're tentatively like posing this as like an idea because they're talking about like the investigation. He's like, never has a bullet like this been so ridiculous and defied the laws of physics like to this degree. It's like you should watch that movie, Grace.
Is that the one with Dave Franco or James Franco?
That
No,
is 11/22/63, and it's when he goes back in time and tries to prevent the assassination.
Yes,
Oh.
that's the one with Kevin Costner and JFK.
There's just another one that's called JFK.
It's just called.
There's also a
JFK.
movie called Parkland, which is about the hospital he was operated in.
And apparently, like the bullet went missing.
Yeah,
Like
which is really sus
the
as
bullet
well.
went missing, and then all of a sudden it just like appeared on like the gurney they rolled him into the hospital on. Yep, yeah, Grace, it's so crazy.
That's insane.
It is.
I also
There's
want
so
I
to
could
many
talk about
things.
this for so
I was going to say
long.
one more thing I want to highlight about that is the
Okay.
fact that Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in on Air Force One afterwards.
Yep,
And there are pictures of him, and he doesn't even look phased by the fact that the president was just assassinated.
it's crazy. Like almost like he knew it was gonna
Yeah.
happen, is what people say.
Yeah.
That is so
It's
crazy.
wild.
Okay, guys, like you blew my mind. I seriously am like, I'm just like, my mind is just like, and it looks like we could do like 8 episodes about this.
This
Just
could
the JFK
definitely be a
one. We could
sequence.
make a whole series of that.
Yeah.
There's so many spin-offs too of the JFK
Yeah,
stuff.
there's so many variations.
That's
so
the
many
thing too, is
variations.
it's so hard because conspiracy theories, like, are they helpful? Does it help us as an American people feel like we can't trust our government?
Mhm.
And so that's kind of the question that you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Want to like pose?
Right. And then it's also the conspiracy in the conspiracy. The government is making it look like this so that we aren't paying attention to what's really happening too.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's a conspiracy itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe they're just controlling the narrative.
So
Pushing the envelope.
Just
As
gets deeper
we-
and deeper.
it really does. So as we close, what's like maybe some advice you could give someone so that they don't spiral into paranoia or
Yeah.
Or become like extremists.
Yeah.
Or like
because honestly with me it's like if it makes me like feel anxious and afraid, I know that it's not coming from Heavenly Father, it's coming from Satan. And so then those ones I tend to be like, you know what? It's okay. You know?
Mhm.
Like all the unanswered will be answered later.
Oh,
mhm.
so
And
right.
also like using personal revelation. Like what's his name? The prophet. President Nelson,
Who's that
our
guy
late
again?
prophet, he did say that I think he said it will be impossible to navigate through this world without the constant companionship of the Holy Ghost and personal revelation.
Yeah, which President Oaks has like reiterated where he says like you will be deceived if you do not constantly have the guiding spirit of the Holy Ghost. And it's crazy. Like Sister Dyer was just talking about this in our classes. She was like, it's scary to hear them say like you can be deceived or you might be or like you risk instead of he said you will be. And like from President Oaks who chooses his words very carefully, like to me that was like almost like caused like a chilling like effect. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like at least my piece of advice, because we do have to wrap up, but is just stay as close as you can to the Lord
Mhm.
and stay
Absolutely.
close to the truth that has been confirmed to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
absolutely.
like some things I think that we need not to worry about also.
Yeah, there was just like one last little tag, but
Yeah.
in a talk on Sunday that somebody gave from like the stake, they just said like worry about the questions that apply to you now, right? So like let's say you don't believe the moon landing is real. Well, like is that really relevant to your eternal salvation, like
Yeah.
exaltation, you
Yeah.
know? And
Pertaining.
so he's just talking about like how like you can trust that those will be answered in time, whether
Mhm.
that's in this life or the next. But he just talked about like, and I just like really love that like only worry about what's applying to me now, because if it's not affecting me like right now, like then like I can just like table that or shelve it for a
Mhm.
little bit, you
Yeah.
know? So
And like to be fair, conspiracy theories can be a lot of fun.
oh for
For
sure.
sure.
So
Yes.
as
Yeah,
long
yeah.
as we toe that line, like we're like not pushing scary, and we're just like this is so fun because it
This is
is It's very
entertaining.
exciting, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just-
It's
And you're
fun
like,
banter
"What
to have
if?"
with your friends to see if
Mhm.
they agree with you or whatnot.
We
Mhm.
show up to work and I'll be
That's
like, Noah, did you hear this one? He's like, what are you talking about? And
very
we'll,
common.
Like, yes, it's like a weekly occurrence.
It's like your hobby. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I read up on it. That's awesome.
I think we need to take the advice of President Nelson before he passed when he said, take your vitamins, say your prayers,
yeah.
everything will work out how it needs to.
Yeah, seriously.
Amen.
Pull up on your bootstraps. Because honestly, this life doesn't have to be so scary. You've been listening to The Spot, a production of BYU-Idaho Radio. Today's hosts were
Kimber Pearce.
Noah Allen.
Grace Andrus.
And Abigale Maxfield.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. Our theme music is Finding Happiness by DJ Quads and The Perpetual Ticking of Time by Artificial Music. To listen to more episodes of The Spot, visit our website byui.edu/radio and click podcasts. Follow us on social media at BYUI_The Spot, and be sure to subscribe to The Spot podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Have a topic in mind? Leave us a comment and let us know what we should talk about. Next week, we're talking all about what to do when you're stuck in Rexburg for spring break. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.